What's up, traders? 5 trades today. Some worked, some didn't. Some were very frustrating. Some were also even more frustrating. Only one really worked out exactly how we wanted it to. So let's get to it. All right, traders, so I need to figure out a way to record my full screen because I feel like I'm missing a bunch of the trades because I'm using multiple charts. So the charts that I'm using, I have a 3-screen setup, which I can actually show you real quick, as you can see here. So with this setup, it's a little bit more difficult because if I shrink it down, it's hard for you guys to see the trades if I'm showing the full screen because it makes it too small. So I've been trying to zoom in and take all of my trades on the top chart, but sometimes I'll have something up on the top chart and then I'll pull something up on the bottom chart and I really like it. And instead of trying to move things around and, just for recording purposes, I've been trying to not do that because there's been times where I feel like I've missed a trade because by the time I pulled it up, that's an extra 5 seconds that I could have been reading the chart. And within those 5 seconds, as you guys know, some stocks move that quick, right? And I just don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to figure out a way right after I'm done recording this video on how to just show the whole screen so I don't have to worry about it, or at least these 2 charts, because I feel like these 2 charts are the ones that I take most of my trades on. So with that said, our first trade was on Pack B. We started this, went through 550, got a nice little ad, and we actually put an order out there for an ad up here at 572, and it went up to 578. And it was as it was coming back down, it made the high, started to come back down. We hit the button, and it just dropped right through it. We didn't get filled, and I was a little frustrated. So it came down, and our average was 546, and as you can see, it was flirting right at our average, and it just kept trying to go back up to 560. And when it came back down and it started to peel back up, I was like, okay, I don't want to risk this going back high of day with the full position that I had. Let's just cut it in half, and if it wants to go high of day, I'll be okay with that. It tried 560 again, comes back down, gives us a nice flush. We take 50% off, so now we're down to leftover. Actually, I took 75%. Yep, took 75% here, and I was just holding it. And originally, I said over 560, I was out. It went right up to 560, didn't get through, came back down, and then I said, okay, well, with this push down and it trying to go past this candle here at 534, we actually got to 533, and I said, okay, either it double bottoms and goes higher, but through 550 now, I'm just not interested. And as you can see, it went through 550, and it was actually interesting. I obviously don't have it on video, but I had the stop at 551 with a market order, and it actually shot up, and I saw 553 on the ask, and I thought that's what I was going to get filled at, but it immediately dropped back down to 548 on the ask, and that's where it filled me. So I had a market order at 551, and somehow whatever happened, I ended up getting filled at 548. So saved a few cents there on the leftover shares, which wasn't really a big deal. But as you can see, I ended up top ticking because I figured if this was double bottoming here and it wanted to go back up through 50, it was probably going to continue and at least try that 60 area again, and I just wasn't interested in the trade at that point. But as you can tell, got to 552, dropped, and yeah, so be it. So a little frustrated on the leftovers there, and I need to start zooming out and looking at the bigger picture because I'm really bad at that. So APPS, this one, it made a move up, and I didn't really like how fast it went. I mean, it went pretty fast on this candle and then continued a little bit, and then it started rejecting this 34 area a bunch of times. So it rejected it one more time, and we actually jumped in here at 28, of course, the bottom of that candle. But then it did try. It actually tried, I think, 30 or 43 or 33 a couple times, and then it finally flushed down to 20. And I mean, almost instantly when it hit 20, it got bought right back up above 30, and it was just chilling. So at that point, I said, well, I'm not interested in this trade anymore. The odds are if this thing goes high of day, it's going to continue. And so we actually jumped out. We did get some slippage on this one. We were looking to get out when it said 35. We got 39. So as you can tell, that was the right move. Granted, we could have restarted this. I actually thought about it. I wanted to see if it would get up through 25, and we just didn't get there, especially after it tried to pull back a few times. So probably was still a good trade. I don't know, just kind of talked myself out of this one, getting back in. Then we moved over to DK. This was the only trade today that I actually liked. We were zoomed out. We knew that yesterday's highs were right here. We had these lines drawn, one there, and one there. And once we got close enough, I said, okay, I can 1-1-2 into this if I want. The range wasn't that great. So we jumped in right for the 16. It actually broke through 16 as it was coming back down. That's when we got short, 15.99. And this thing, I just put an order out at 15.86 and we got filled. So that was a pretty nice quick flush, just playing previous resistance over there, and it was a really nice intense move. So I was pretty happy with DK. And then our last two trades were on Sono, and this thing just was annoying. So 14, it rejected. We actually, because I felt like this might want more than 14, I was originally going to start this with 100 shares, but I started it with 50, assuming that it's going to break through 14. So when it does, I can add the other 50, and there's my starter position. So that's what I did. You'll only see me do that when we're near a very key area, because I don't want to miss the trade if it rejects 14 and we get a nice flush, so at least I get some size. But if it does go through, then I can add the other half and there's my starter, and I'll be okay with that, especially because we're already pretty extended. And then as it was coming up, I missed the add up top. I was looking for over 14.20, but as we came back down, I was looking to add to get some size. So I just added 50 because of the way this was playing out. And that was actually after this flush. We actually took half off here. So sorry. After we added this and it went up higher, it actually came down all in the same 2-minute candle, and we took off half pretty much at the bottom of this candle. 88 was the low. We got 89. And then when it was coming back up, it felt like it was topping here. It came up through 14, and then it started to come back down, and we jumped in looking for this to flush back down through 14. And I told myself, I was like, okay, well, if it wants to hold 14 as support and go higher, I'm just going to stop out. So I was a little frustrated because this add here actually made this a red trade, because I gave back a little bit more than I wanted to. But then, as you can tell, I realized it was a fake out. And so I actually jumped back in for one last try at this, took 100 shares looking for it to break 14. We got the break through 14, down to 13.98, got bought back up. It tried one more time, went down to 98.5 this time, and then it came right back up again. And I said, okay, this clearly wants higher. So I jumped out literally at break even. You can see my entry was 14.03, exit was 14.03, and it did. It went a little bit higher, 14.08, but I was anticipating this just being a little pullback and then curl higher because, again, it was making higher lows. A lot of people see this as a bull flag forming, and it seemed like it was going to go higher, and then all of a sudden we get the dump. So a little frustrating, but it ultimately did end up going higher. It just had to get these people out a little bit beforehand. So that was my trade. It's a very frustrating day, and as you can see, if you add all that together, everything was kind of just small. Nothing really moved. It just wouldn't move. Today was very odd with the volume, but can't necessarily complain. I liked the overall day. I felt much better trading today, just looking for my setups. Nothing out of the ordinary. It was just a weird day. It was just a weird day. So I'm going to go eat. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, again, you can also find me in the Discord or on Twitter. Up to you. I'm not sure exactly why I said that twice. Usually I do it in the reverse order, and I think that's what threw me off. But I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're probably not even still here. Peace.